I've always had the desire, like I mentioned in the beginning, is to get better. No matter what I'm doing, like, okay, how can I find a way, no matter what my mindset, my physical mindset, maybe to get better?
Hello, everyone, everywhere. This is Bob Thibodeau with the Kingdom Crossroads podcast, and you are listening to the Going North podcast with my good friend Don Brightman. Be sure to subscribe to his podcast so you will not miss any of the upcoming episodes, and be blessed in all that you do.
And today on the Highlight Reel Builder for Authors, known as GMP, the Great, Glorious, and Glamorous, it's the Going North podcast, and we got another super special, awesome human for you today, because my goodness, a fellow Baltimorean, y'all. That's right, a fellow Marylander, baby, that's right. From the land of charm, crime, and crab cakes, baby. That's right, the magical state of Maryland, because my goodness, today's guest, mathematician, you heard that right, folks, mathematician, businessman, and motivational speaker who's actually living with cerebral palsy, but despite his condition, this wonderful gentleman right here is living his dream because he is the president of Reaching New Heights LLC and Math Tutoring Experts LLC. So my goodness, my man has got one heck of a powerful story to share today, and he's going to gift it to you and your ears today. So let's give it up for Mr. CEP himself, Mr. Christopher E. Powell. How you doing today, Chris?
Oh, great, Tom. Thank you for having me. It's such an honor and pleasure.
Yes, indeed. Great to have you on, man. Always like to feature fellow overcomers, especially if they're the good old wonderful state of Maryland with all the Mason-Dixon line goodness.
You know.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, as you know, all introductions aren't meant to be 75 days long, so mind filling in anything I may have missed about you in the introduction?
No, I think you hit the nail right on the head. A physician, an educator, and speaker, podcaster, entrepreneur. So yes, sir. It's all in there.
There you go. All in there, indeed. All in there, indeed. So, did you ever see yourself becoming a mathematician and having your own business helping folks with math at the age of 13?
Well, Don, to be realistic with you, it was just a dream, but I knew that I had to have work because I know that a dream, it's a dream. But then you wake up, oh my God, my reality is still there. So I still had CP, but I always had ambition and desire and wanted to always get better at whatever I was doing. So one reason why I love math was because I always say that math was a set of problems and you had to find solutions to the problem. So I always translated my life math and saying, well, if I can find a solution in the classroom, can I translate that to find problems in my own personal life? So basically, I, step by step learned how to find creative ways to, deal with my situation. So that's been a big part of my life. It's just changing my mindset to critical thinking and finding alternative ways to find solutions for success.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Finding those solutions, indeed. That's right. So it was just a dream, and you were able to find a way to embrace it, man. So, what really helped you to really find the will and use that desire to make that dream come true?
Well, I think a lot of times when we have problems, we can either do one or two things. We can just accept it, or we can internally just decide that we're gonna challenge our own thinking and our own belief system and fight and take it step by step and see if we can make any progress towards our goals. I know my situation. I had due to the fact that there was gonna be a lot of setbacks along my journey, and that there was going to be a lot of pain, sometimes sweat and tears that I had to go through. Things to learn that I had to learn things. No, I had to learn how to fail in order to get better, basically, because that's the only way that I was gonna get better was I had experienced the pain and the sorrow to say, well, hey, that didn't work. Let's try something else. So along the way, I just learned and learned and learned, and I had great family, great friends, great educators, teachers along the way that supported me, and I just decided that I know it's going to take time. It's not an overnight thing that I was trying to overcome and deal with it. Even today, it's still a challenge. But I realized that if I have my agenda, my couple of I always say solution sets, and I try to go through each one and just see what works and what doesn't. I know that at some point I'm going to break through.
There you go. That's right. Needing to break through, indeed. Needing to break through, indeed, indeed. So with a lot of folks, like even just having all of their regular mental faculties and abilities about them, like they have the whole world at their fingertips and they give up. But my man has cerebral palsy and was able to really do a lot more than with folks with more ability. So my goodness, what up you to really keep that mindset to accomplish all that you have and all that you're gonna accomplish in the future?
Well, I mean, one thing I realized is that no matter whether we have a physical condition or not, we all have some type of impediment or barrier that's in our way. And basically, Dom, I was kind of when I was a younger, gentleman. I had a lot. I was aggressive, angry. You know, I said, man, why did I go through all this? What's the deal here? But as I grew older, I saw other people, and I realized that they had issues that I couldn't see. I mean, I also had issues that they couldn't see. I had other problems, that, they beyond my CP, but I was like, wow, okay, you know what? I'm starting to really understand a little better what's going on with just how things work out. Everyone has their challenges, and you know whether they're whether you can see them or you can't see them, they're there. So we're all striving for things that we're trying to overcome. So as I grew older, I kept that in mind. Yeah, I had to learn a lot of patience myself and others. Just say, man, hey, not only can you help yourself, but I believe that you also can help others who are struggling with whatever their issues may be, and you can help them. You really can help them. So that's my plan in the present and future is help as many other folks that I can, just to kind of help them see, help them maybe kind of clear their glasses a little bit. Say, hey, if you just tweak things a little bit here and there, things may not be as bad as it seems. Matter of fact, they're looking pretty good. It's just a matter of how you visualize, how you see things, how you interpret your life, and just to kind of turn those so-called negatives into positives because they can be turned into positives.
There you go. There you go. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's right. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. So I hear you actually part of a wonderful book called Overcoming Challenges in the Four Phases of Life. So mind telling us a bit more about that wonderful book and what to expect from it?
Oh yeah, thank you, Dom. Well, I had an idea as a podcaster that I just had an idea. I said, what if I could take some brilliant minds and put them into a book for like for a self-help series book. And my coach and I talked about it and just decided, hey, let's create a couple of niches. So my first book that it should be ready to roll in another month or so is for African American. Um, well, basically, it is I conducted 8 interviews with African American business leaders and entrepreneurs. Basically, the book is about how you can overcome challenges in the four phases of life. And the book is kind of dedicated towards four main topics. The topic one is how you get started with problems with business. Topic two is how you overcome a low point, how you overcome a getting out of a hole. Topic three is a plateau, how you get to that next level in your personal or business life. And topic four is how do you reinvent or renew your business or life? So all of those areas are covered by my guests, and they all have put their input and wisdom into each of the four sections to kind of help others to see, if you're at a low point, okay, let's see what Dr. George C. Frazier had to go through, or let's see what Dr. Willie Jolly had to go through, or if you want to reinvent yourself, let's see what Dr. Julianne Marble had to go through with her advice. That was the whole idea behind the book.
Ah, beautiful indeed, beautiful indeed. That's right indeed, that's right indeed. That's the good thing about all the wonderful tools we have available today. It's like, hey, get to connect with folks doing some big, wonderful things and get to tap into some brilliant minds doing some wonderful things and realize that, hey, it's actually just them just taking that action and really taking the wonderful steps and having the discipline to see their wonderful dreams come true.
Oh, definitely. It was such an honor and pleasure. And I'm so honored to speak with all my guests, and it taught me quite um, quite a bit about life and just things that they had gone through, and just to see that wonderful things can really happen. You just have to believe and put in the work and have patience, and you will see a transformation right before your own eyes.
Ah, yes, indeed. A transformation, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, my goodness, my goodness. So, with all this wonderful stuff that you're doing, since you've been hosting, folks, is there a question that you wish you would be asked more often when you're on the guest side of the game when you're being interviewed?
Well, that's a really good question. I guess I could ask one thing I'd like to ask is like, you know, why are you doing this? What possessed you to, have, given all that you had to go through, why are you, doing this? And as actually, Dom, I had to ask myself that, look, why are you doing this? I guess it's just because I've always had the desire, like I mentioned in the beginning, is to get better. No matter what I'm doing, like, okay, how can I find a way, no matter what my mindset, my physical mindset, maybe to get better? I'll give you a short example. My CP, I have balance issues. So I have struggled my whole life trying to stay vertical. I've taken a lot of falls in my life, and it's just biomechanics with CP and just trying to get one foot in front of the other. And, so I bought a bike, well, 3 years ago, a recumbent bike, and right before the pandemic. And I've been riding that bike, for almost about, it's my third year now, and I realized that over time, my falls have decreased. So even at my, middle-aged state now, I'm still like, wow, okay, I've learned something that I wish I could have, a couple of decades ago. But no, nevertheless, I know it now. So it's been a blessing. So it's always the idea of always trying to get better. So I guess that was my reason for like, why am I doing this? As I say, what is your why? I guess my why is just to help, myself to get better, but also if I can, that I help inspire others so that they can get better in whatever they're trying to do with their life.
That's what I'm talking about, indeed. And I'm glad you've been able to stay vertical a lot longer as you've aged and really having less falls. That's really good because I'm pretty sure that was major thing that you had to deal with all of your life. And heck, actually, like if I'm not mistaken, you actually were an athlete in high school or possibly even college, right? Even with all the falls, right?
Yeah, I was a gung ho athlete. I love to run and I love to lift weights. In college, I did a couple 3Ks and 5Ks. I was part of a disabled group of athletes, and we were called the Achilles Track Club. And we had fun. We used to do fun runs, which were like 1 mile runs. And I used to go out there. It was painful, Dom. I mean, it was not easy, but I'm so grateful that I did it, you know. And then in college, I continued to do that. And even when I got into my uh, older years, I actually completed one time only, I completed an 8K race. Even I still can't believe that I heard an 8K race from someone who was actually in a motorized wheelchair in high school for a period of my life. So, what a blessing to to have that mentally, completed, and you know, very grateful.
That's huge right there, man. That's huge, man. Congrats, man. 8K, baby. There you go. There you
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
man.
One only.
Hey, one's better than none. Shoot.
I tell
Like,
you.
shoot. You know, any folks can't even do 5Ks? Shoot. Well, folks can't even do 5Ks. You did 8K and you actually did it. So good job, man. Like, that's awesome.
Thank God,
That,
thank you,
that's awesome, man.
thank you.
My goodness. So what you got planned for in the future, my man?
Well, my plan is to by God's blessing, I'm in the process of trying to write another niche book for women, my overcoming challenges in the 4 phases of life. My other plan is to be a virtual speaker. During the pandemic, virtual everything has been on the rise. So because my uh, condition, I realize that it's a pretty good avenue for me to potentially be in. So I'm going to work on some virtual speaking. I have a virtual speech program that's lined up, ready to go. Other than that, trying also to become more of a coach and have my coaching um, services available for others who are in need of like advice and tips that I can help them with their lives and the business. So those are my main goals. Other than that, just continue my own personal um improvement skills. Uh, it's always room for improvement mentally, physically, emotionally. So I'm constantly, like I said, I'm trying to get better. As I say, we're all works in progress. So you know, I, I have a ways to go.
Hey, you'll get it done. You'll get it done indeed. That's right,
Thank you, Tom.
indeed. 4 phases of life. My goodness, indeed. That's right, indeed. So, a fun question I've been liking to ask folks since you got this one book, the whole wonderful 4 phases of life. So, if the first book was a food item, since book is food for the mind, what type of food would it be?
Wow. Well, hey, Don, could I say a 4 course meal? A 4 course meal. Uh, it has let's see, a little lasagna, some nice fruit salad, some nice Italian bread, and of course, my favorite, got a little chocolate cake in there. So I got a little bit everything covered. So yeah, that's my food related to the book. Yeah.
Ah, well, there you have it, folks. More of a reason to pick up this book, folks. It's a four-course meal, indeed. You get the salad, the lasagna, and a chocolate cake, indeed, y'all. That's right. That's right. You're going to get all that in this one book, y'all. That's right. It's good stuff for you. Definitely some good stuff for you, man. So definitely love it. Love it, indeed. Love it, indeed. So we're coming down to the magical question that every guest gets to receive when they're on the show. And that is,
Okay.
if you were to wake up tomorrow and you were 25 again, but you're in 2022 with all of your knowledge and experience, what advice would you give to yourself?
Save $70 a week, $10 a day. Because I calculated this and I said, oh my goodness, what if I did this when I was 25? Over 1 year, that would be $3,650. In 2 years, that's $7,300. And 3 years, it's over $10,000. Now, it's up to the guys whether they want to pound that with interest or not, but there you go, Tom. There you go. $10 a day, save $10 a day.
Ah, love it indeed. Love it indeed. That's what I'm talking about indeed. That's right. That's right indeed. It's that magic of discipline and saving that money. Heck, even investing a bit of it into some true wonderful investments that'll multiply 10 times over, compound style indeed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. Love it. Love it indeed. So, for those who want to stay in touch with you and keep up with all that you're doing, what's the best way for folks to do so?
Basically, they can reach out to our website, overcomeyourlimits.com slash contact us. If you, you know, desire to contact me, I will be happy to respond and even give you, I have a PDF of my 12 success steps that I'll be happy to send that to you. And, if you definitely would like to reach out to me, that's the best way.
Well, there you have it, folks. We're definitely going to put the links to all of the wonderful stuff Chris has to offer in the show notes. Be sure to check out his wonderful site, grab some copies of his marvelous book and future books, indeed, because my man is a living inspiration for folks. It's like, hey, my man was born with setbacks, but hey, he turned them into a setup for a comeback, as the legend Willie Jolly would say. So my man is doing the whole darn thing, y'all. My man's the whole freaking show, y'all. The whole freaking show. So definitely keep in touch with him. So, any closing thoughts before we close up shop, sir?
Well, Dom, I'd just like to thank you for having me as a guest on your show. I truly enjoyed myself, and I'm so honored to be, with you. So thank you again.
Thanks a bunch for sharing some of your time out of your day to listen to the Going North podcast. I would be really honored if you head over to the website goingnorthpodcast.com and share this episode with someone that you care about. And also, for bonus points, if you like, click on the shop tab on the website and grab some gear, advance others to advance yourself if you haven't already. Have a great rest of your day and keep advancing north to your greatness.